In the story of Nehemiah, there's a group of people that came up to him and said, the city of Jerusalem has been destroyed and the walls have been burned down. And Nehemiah's first response is to fast, to pray, and to mourn for the city, for the sins of the Israelite people, and to get on his knees before the Lord and say, God, we need you. We need your provision. We need your help. But that was his first response. And that's for us as a community, as Ignite, that's going to be our first response moving into this next semester. How can we continue just to pray for campus, pray for the hearts of every student that walks here? But it's so powerful because you see with Nehemiah, he was a cupbearer to the king. It means he had a ton of favor. And he went to the king as the cupbearer. And again, favor means grace. Favor means power, means authority. And Ignite, I think right now we have a lot of grace moving into this next semester. We're connected to 2 major churches. We have a lot of support behind us, and we can move confidently and boldly. And he asked the king, can I just go to my city to survey the land, to figure out what's going on, what's happening in the city? And the king granted him permission to go back to the city, to survey the land, to see what had happened, what had been destroyed, and what went wrong. And Nehemiah went and he took a couple people with him, a couple close friends. And he surveyed the land, he surveyed the city to figure out what actually happened. The walls had been burned down, the city was destroyed. And he was walking and surveying the aftermath of destruction. And God was just doing something in his heart. And God cultivated this sense of compassion and love. And God gave him this vision to rebuild the entire city. And that's what I love about the story of Nehemiah, that he started brick by brick, but it started with a vision and a heart and a desire to rebuild what had been broken. And y'all, I know this has been a crazy, intense season. We all know it with COVID, but the promise is that God wants to help us rebuild, and we get to do it with him. And brick by brick, Nehemiah helped to rebuild the city, but he didn't do it alone. And he brought people from different family groups. He brought people from different communities. And each one of those families or groups worked on different parts of the wall to help rebuild the city, and they did it together. And there's a lot of things that have been destroyed over the past couple months, but guess what? We get to, as a community, rebuild. And we get to rebuild the campus, but we do it brick by brick. And that's what I'm really encouraged by, and I want to challenge you with moving into the semester. We get to build brick by brick. And what that looks like, really easy, 4 different ways. First, we build brick by brick by engaging with the people that are right in front of us, having meaningful one-on-one conversations, coffees or lunches or phone calls, following up with people, talking to people about Jesus, and asking some deep questions really that no one's asking right now. How can we go deep one-on-one? Secondly, we're just going to do a couple different small groups. So it's like 2 to 10 people. We're just going to get together. And again, we're going to go deeper as opposed to wider this semester. That means we're going to hash out some things, maybe some hidden sin, maybe some things on your heart that you haven't been able to tell to somebody else. But maybe there's some promises you feel like God has given you for this time, moment, and season, and you just need to be encouraged in. We're going to do that together in small groups. The third part of that is missional communities. And it's basically groups getting together into homes, into communal spaces, and worshiping together, praying together, having mini parties or dance parties, whatever it might be. But there's going to be food, there's going to be fellowship, there's going to be conversation, devotional, teaching. But we're going to be centered on the personhood of Jesus, and we get to do it together in a missional community. And then the last one is our normal semester events, like big parties, luau, Halloween party, our normal Tuesday night events. But the powerful thing about this model is it's scalable. And so if we need to scale back, we can. If we need to scale up, we can. But in the same spirit of Nehemiah, we're going to continue to build on this campus brick by brick.